Yep. If you want to take a seat, we're going to get started, I think. We'll do it with this. Yeah, it just pivots there. Turn it the other way. There you go.
Okay, Keith Valley. Let's give a loud round of applause for our jazz band. Actually, can you guys get a little louder for our jazz band? Okay, it's my honor to welcome everyone. I need everyone quiet, please. Welcome you to our 44th annual Keith Valley Challenge. This is an outstanding day for KV. It shows all the hard work and dedication and caring for all of our students here. We have a lot of special guests. We have an outstanding program, so we're going to get started now. Before I introduce our first guest student speaker, I'd like to acknowledge our 5 school board members that are in attendance: Mrs. Wilson, Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Schultz, Mrs. Hunsinger-Huff, and Mrs. Halston. And also, our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Taylor, and our Director of Elementary Ed, Dr. King, Dr. Secondary Ed. And right now, I'd like you to give your attention to Marcus Malloy, who's going to introduce our first special guest.
Without the support of our central administration, it would be impossible for Keith Valley to have the KV Challenge. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the superintendent of the school for the Hatboro-Horsham School District, Dr. Curtis Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start by just, I'm not going to name all of our special guests, but I just want to take an opportunity to thank you for taking the time out of your day and coming and sharing in this incredible experience. As the superintendent of schools, there are many, many things that I am very proud of for the Hatboro-Horsham School District. I'm always very proud of your academic performance, very proud of what we do on the athletic field and in the gyms. I'm very proud of what we do in terms of our robotics competition, our plays, our bands, the music that we produce. I'm extremely proud of our teachers every day, what they bring to the classroom and the work that they do with you, our support staff, our bus drivers. But something that has been near and dear to my heart for the past 19 years is what we do for others. what we do for our community and what you do today in raising funds to find and make a wish for somebody, for some young student. There is no other school district in the entire United States, there's no other school in the entire world that does what you do today. So thank you, and continue with the great work that you do, and have a great day.
Yeah. On behalf of the Hatboro-Horsham School District, I would like to introduce State Senator Maria Collette. Senator Maria Collette represents the 12th senatorial district across parts of Bucks County and Montgomery County. Senator Collette is a lifelong advocate for people in need. She began her career as a Deputy Attorney General in Camden County, New Jersey. Then she transitioned to a career in nursing. Most recently, Senator Collette worked as a nurse educator, helping other nurses understand how to administer Medicaid programs. As senator, she's committed to making sure Pennsylvanians have clean, safe drinking water and access to quality, affordable health care. Next, I would like to introduce Pennsylvania State Representative Todd Stevens. Representative Stevens is a graduate of the Hatboro-Horsham School District, class of 1989, and was a special assistant to the United States Attorney with the U.S. Attorney Office in Philadelphia. Outside of the courtroom, Representative Stevens served on the Horsham Planning Commission when Horsham was named the 15th best place to live in America by CNN and Money Magazine in 2007. Lastly, I would like to introduce State Representative Tom Mert. Representative Mert served our country from 1990 to 2008 as a member of the U.S. Army Reserve and was called into active duty and served in Iraq in 2003. Representative Mert is a leading advocate in Pennsylvania for people with disabilities and their caregivers. Every year since he was elected, Representative Mert has testified before the House of Appropriations Committee to seek additional funding for adults with special needs. Please give a big KV welcome to Pennsylvania State Representative Todd Mert and Tom Stevens and State Senator Collette.
I need this. All right, I need this step stool so I can see everybody's smiling faces this morning. Good morning, Keith Valley. I am so honored and excited to be here with all of you today. I have to tell you, I was feeling a little bit tired this morning, but the energy in this room woke me right up. So my name is Maria Collette. I am your state senator, and I am really excited to be here to help kick off the 44th annual Keith Valley Challenge. That's right. Last week, I was proud to introduce this resolution on the Senate floor, celebrating today, February 21st, as Keith Valley Challenge Day in Pennsylvania. Over the last 44 years, students just like you have raised over $1 million for charities like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Wow, that's right. And I applaud each and every one of you for keeping such a special tradition going strong. As one of the biggest charitable events of its kind in the country, this is no small feat, and I'm inspired by your commitment to helping others. Our community is lucky to have educators, families, and young people like you leading the way. Again, congratulations on another successful challenge. Best of luck to all of today's players. Knock 'em dead, guys.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. My name is Tom Mert. I'm one of your state representatives. I just want to read you a couple lines from the website from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, because this really articulates well why you're here and what the mission is for today. A wish can be that spark that helps these children believe that anything is possible. and gives them the strength to fight harder against their illnesses. A wish can be the spark that helps these children find the strength to fight harder. Well, I just want to tell you, it's important for us to remember while we're here. And I'm not so sure I have to remind you about that, but it's not about the money we're going to raise. It's about providing hope. It's about showing love for young men and women across the nation and across the Commonwealth, for that matter, that are terminally ill and that struggle with all kinds of physical problems. I just want you to know the great work that you're doing here is such a positive reflection of this school district, of your teachers, of your family, and of your state representative as well. We're very, very proud of you. I'm proud to be your state representative, and we're very proud of the great work that you're doing. Keep up the great work. God bless you. God bless America.
Hey, Tom. So we go in varying height levels here. How's this work? Like this? How's this work? Oh, here we go. Maybe? Now I get some crazy feedback. All right, so I'm State Representative Todd Stevens. It's such a pleasure to be here. This event, did I mess this mic up with this feedback? This event is just one of the premier events in the Hatboro-Horsham School District, and frankly, all across Pennsylvania, to be honest with you, in my opinion. I am amazed when I look at the back sheet of this program at all the money that has been raised. You know, in 2016, this event surpassed $1 million. $1 million. Now, I'm awfully humbled because Mr. Kircher and I were just talking. I asked him, what his year was when he was here at Keith Valley, and he said his group raised $9,600. And then I looked at my year, and we came in at $7,614. Last year, students here raised $51,000, and I can't wait to see what you guys raised this year. But as my good friend and colleague, Representative Mert, explained, the money's just a small part of this. This is about making a difference. This is about making a difference in a child's life. And every single one of you in this room today, whether you're playing in the marathon or whether you're cheering your friends and family members on, whether you made a donation, whether you're a volunteer who's helping make sure this event goes off without a hitch, whether you're a faculty member or one of the administrators who's helping to make this event possible, you are all making a difference in someone's life who very badly needs some folks to step up and give them a helping hand. So my hat's off to you. Congratulations. I look forward to another great year and look forward to seeing you next year at another Keith Valley Challenge. Thanks, Keith Valley.
Our special guest this morning is a Montgomery County native and proud graduate of Abington High School. It was through the strong communications program there that she was able to jumpstart her career in journalism. Katie majored in journalism while attending Temple University. 2 days after graduating from Temple, she began working at 5 News in Fayetteville, Arkansas, as a field reporter and fill-in anchor. Katie then moved to a station in Hartford, Connecticut, where she also served as the Communications Advisory Board for Manchester Community College. In December of 2018, Katie returned home and joined the 6ABC Action News team. Katie loves giving back by helping student journalists get started in their careers. In her free time, you can find Katie cheering on her Philadelphia sports teams and Temple events. Please join me in welcoming Katie Cottrell.
Hi, everyone. Hi. My name's Katie Catrow, and I'm a reporter at Channel 6 Action News. Who watches Action News? Do you guys know the Action News theme song? Dun 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 dun. Yeah. I grew up hearing that song. I went to Abington High School. I grew up watching Action News. So I sat in a gym just like you guys thinking, one day I want to be a news reporter in Philadelphia. And my dreams came true. So I just want to say to anyone sitting out here, whatever you want to be one day, it might actually happen. So go after your dreams. I am so proud of everything you guys are doing here. And I'm ready for a fun day. You guys excited? Yeah!
Good morning. My name is Tanner Coleman.
And my name is Callie Fulmer.
My sister Browen is a cancer survivor. She is in 6th grade here at Keith Valley.
When she was 5, she was diagnosed with JMML, which is a rare type of leukemia. Without treatment at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, such known as CHOP, she would not be here today.
While in the hospital, she missed 2 full years of school, kindergarten and 1st grade. It was horrible. I was very scared. She was very scared, and our family was super stressed.
Just before her bone marrow transplant, she was granted a wish by the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It made a huge difference. It helped take her mind off cancer and give our family a break from the hospital. The trip also provided a fun time away from IV poles, chemotherapy, bad food, and small hospital rooms.
Browen is here today to tell us about her experience with Make-A-Wish.
Everybody gets quiet, okay?
Should I put this down? Good morning. I am a Wish Kid, and I am thankful to Make-A-Wish for a wonderful trip while I was in the middle of my treatments. My leukemia took 3 bone marrow transplants to beat, and I was in the hospital for almost 2 years straight. After the first 2 transplants failed and my cancer came back, the doctors weren't sure if I was going to make it. They contacted Make-A-Wish on a 1-week notice to plan a last-minute trip for me. I wanted to go to Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii, but I wasn't well enough for that. Instead, Make-A-Wish provided an amazing trip to Disney World with almost no time to plan. I remember the biggest thing was that I had to wear a lanyard with a picture of the genie from Aladdin on it. No, sadly, it wasn't Santi, but that would have been cool too. The genie lanyard told everyone at Disney World that I was with Make-A-Wish. It was magical. Stuff just happened when the Disney cast members saw the genie. Make-A-Wish also gave my dad a credit card to buy more snacks and souvenirs than we could ever use. We traveled to and from the airport in a black limousine, and a guy in a dark suit and sunglasses opened the doors for us. We stayed in an awesome room at the Polynesian Resort. But because it was put together so quickly, we arrived with no plans, no fast pass, no reservations, or anything. The first night, my dad took the genie lanyard down to the front desk at the Polynesian and explained how we got there with Make-A-Wish. The man at the desk smiled and said, "What do you want to do? Pick anything. We'll make it happen." I was little and wanted to be made up like a Disney princess at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. The waiting list was 4 months long. With the genie lanyard, I had a hair and makeup appointment at 9 a.m. the next morning. Breakfast with all the princesses? Sure thing. What time works for you? They asked. Coral Reef Restaurant at Epcot, 6 p.m. No problem. I met a nice lady there from Hawaii, and we talked about fish while watching the giant aquarium tanks. Kids at Disney can collect special collector's cards from Disney Transportation in the park. They have cards for each colored monorail, the ferry boats, the buses, etc. When the monorail attendant saw that me and Tanner were collecting the cards, he called the next monorail station, and the driver got out and gave us each a huge stack of every card in the set. The movie Frozen was a big deal back then, and there was a 4-hour line to meet Anna and Elsa at the new Epcot ride in Norway. We waited 0 minutes. Safari ride, 0 minutes. Star Wars, the old one, 0-minute wait. Soarin' and Epcot, no minutes. Storytime with Belle, 0 minutes. Little Mermaid, Small World, Peter Pan, 0 minutes thanks to the magical genie. I was really sick though, and I got tired easily. Sometimes it wasn't fun. There was a special lounge in the park for Make-A-Wish families to rest. The hotel people were very kind. Each cast member in each park saw the magic genie lanyard and helped us in every way possible. It was a wonderful, restful trip that was the exact opposite of the hospital. I really needed it, and I think my family did too. Thank you, Make-A-Wish, for a kind, wonderful, encouraging, life-changing experience.
And seated, all right?
Thank you. I would like to welcome a very special person who is like family to us here at Keith Valley. However, before introducing our guest, let me give you some background information about the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Founded in 1980 in Phoenix, Arizona, the Make-A-Wish Foundation was born with the dreams of just one boy, Chris Gracious, who wanted to become a police officer. Today, the Make-A-Wish Foundation reaches out to more than 250,000 children around the world. For many years, the Make-A-Wish Foundation has been the primary recipient of the funds raised from Keith Valley Challenge with the goal of making wishes come true to children in our area. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Dennis Herron, Executive Director for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Philadelphia, Northern Delaware, and Susquehanna Valley.
What's up, Hatters? You know, I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, please don't have me follow Bowen. Please don't have me follow Bowen. Browen. Fabulous job. Thank you. How great was Browen? You know, my mom taught me at an early age, one of the easiest things to say is simply thank you. What she failed to tell me is how to say thank you to something magnificent like this, year in and year out. And I drive up from Bluebell and I try and think of what I'm going to say that would adequately express for all the wish kids that this fabulous middle school has granted alone. And when I go to national conferences, everybody now asks me, what did Keith Valley do this year? That's how widespread the success of this magnificent school district, this fabulous middle school, and everybody associated for 44 years. 44 years. It's almost as old as I am now. But when you try and wrap your head around that and think of all the kids that have been granted a wish who have struggled to be simply a kid, would fill this gymnasium. Think about it. Everyone sitting here would be a wish child because of the success and the passion and the dedication that this school and the administrators and the faculty and all the students have walked these halls have done for kids, most of whom they'll never know or they had never met. But I can tell you, for each child that this school has touched in such a marvelous way, it's easy for me to say to you and to everybody that has sat in this gym before you that we are eternally grateful for what you have done for our wish kids. And I will tell you this from the bottom of my heart. There is no better middle school in this country than Keith Valley Middle School. I will close with this. You need to know how special this occasion is. 8th graders, walk with it because it stays with you for the rest of your lives. And when I'm at a golf outing or something, every time somebody walks up and goes, I'm from Keith Valley, and I played in 1997. Thank you. You're good people. God bless.
Throughout the years, there have been many faculty and staff members at Keith Valley Middle School that have gone above and beyond in their contributions to the Keith Valley Challenge. Today, we wish to acknowledge an individual whose support of the mission and vision of Keith Valley Middle School and the Keith Valley Challenge has been ever present since 2005. At this time, I'd like to introduce former Hatboro-Horsham science teacher and former high school principal, Mr. Jim Sullivan, who will share about this year's recipient.
Hi, good morning. I want to just talk to the 8th graders just for a second, take you back 33 years ago when there was another group of 8th graders sitting on the floor, not this floor, they were sitting on the floor over at Simmons, getting ready for their challenge. And you're probably wondering, why did I pick 33 years ago? Why didn't I pick 25 years ago or 40 years ago? Why did I pick 33 years ago? Let me rattle off some of the names of the kids who were sitting on the floor at Simmons waiting for their challenge. You might recognize a few names. All right, Jen Allen, Lisa Aronson, Michelle Crow, Bill Maffa, John Mead, Michelle Mendito, Bob Del Soldo, Jimmy Keys, Kathy Kaiser, Wendy Shannon, Terry Stevens, Representative Stevens' sister, Catherine Tallman, Mr. Verdur's beautiful wife, Doug Gates, Drew Kirby, and this last name you might recognize on the head of our stationery here at the middle school, John Kircher. All right. That's why I picked 33 years ago. Mr. Kircher, Kirch, John, that was his first Keith Valley Challenge. And for the last 16, he has been the principal of this incredible middle school, heading the charge, celebrating, helping others. When Mr. Kircher nicks himself when he's shaving, he doesn't bleed red, he bleeds red and black. All right? And he has been leading the charge over half of the Keith Valley Challenges since he was an 8th grader. So it's my pleasure, my honor, to introduce to you a man that you know very, very well, Mr. John Kircher.
Thank you, Sully. The Gregory Telthorster Keith Valley Challenge Service Award is given to an individual who exemplifies the qualities demonstrated by Mr. Telthorster in all aspects of their life. Selflessness, conscientiousness, positivity, enthusiasm, and joy in working with others for the good of all. Students, faculty, and staff, guests, it's my extreme privilege to present this year's Greg Telthorster Keith Valley Challenge Lifetime Service Award to our principal, Mr. Kircher.
Thanks, everyone. I asked Mr. Eworth the other day who was getting the award. He said, we're just skipping the award this year. So it totally fooled me, so thank you for that. I just want to echo what Mr. Herron said and also what Dr. Griffin said earlier today. It is for students like Broen that we do this every single year. That's really the message. That's what Keith Valley, that's why we do what we talk about. That's why we talk about personal excellence, academic excellence, and civic excellence here. We do that, and we do what's right when no one is looking. So I really appreciate every single person in this room. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you to the Kircher family. I know that they're scattered in the back for joining us this morning as a surprise. In addition to receiving a plaque, we're honored to present each award recipient with a portion of the funds raised to donate to a charity of their choice. Mr. Kircher, on behalf of the participants in the 44th Keith Valley Challenge, we present you with a check in the amount of $1,000 to donate to the charity of your choice. There's a few remaining recognitions for us to give at this point. And one of the things that makes the challenge so special is the amount of money that we'll be able to donate. A lot of numbers have been thrown around this morning. 44 years, $1 million. I think right now the total might be over 1.1 or 1.2. That's awesome. One number to remind you of is just simply the number 1, because this will make an extreme difference in the life of each child that's granted a wish. One child's life, and the changes and the positivity that the Keith Valley Challenge and Make-A-Wish can bring them would make 44 years of doing this worth it. And I know it's been many more than that, 5,000 or 6,000 wishes just in this chapter alone. But we'd do it all if we could just do it for one. Please keep that in mind, students, as you're participating through the evening. There are some students who have gone above and beyond in their individual fundraising efforts. So at this point, we'd like to recognize our top 3 fundraisers. When I call your name and announce the number that you've raised, please feel free. We'd like to invite you to the front so you can join us up here. The student that's raised the 3rd most individual funds for this year's Keith Valley Challenge, raising $827, Max Hertgen. The student that's raised individually the 2nd most funds for this year's Keith Valley Challenge, raising $930, Tanner Coleman. And the top individual fundraiser for the 44th Keith Valley Challenge, raising $1,210, Amelia Derbyshire. Let's give them one more hand. And while the challenge certainly has individual aspects to fundraising, we also want to recognize the top 2 teams that have raised the most funds for this year's Keith Valley Challenge. The team that has raised the 2nd most funds collectively as a group, raising $2,274, Team 20, Red Bull, please stand where you are. Thank you. And this year's top fundraising team, raising $3,805, Team 7, the Navy Blue Ninjas. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you to each of our special guests for joining us, taking your time again today to celebrate this year's Keith Valley Challenge. We've been inspired by the messages that you've shared with us. One other thank you that I'd like to share is to a person who spends countless hours during the day and beyond to take care of all of the details, to make sure that the challenge runs, to take care of everything from money to sign-ups to all of that. So again, please show your appreciation to Mrs. Bardsley. Please come on up. It's now time to reveal a very special number that represents many months of hard work. If our top 3 individual fundraisers and special guests can join me in front of the podium, we're ready to announce this year's grand total. Top 3 fundraisers. The grand total for this year's Keith Valley Challenge, $40,160. Okay, if I can have your attention, we're almost finished. In a moment, we'll be dropping the ceremonial first puck in the center of the floor. So students, if you're sitting on the center logo, if you can give us a little bit of space there. Before we participate in the first dropping of the puck and get the Keith Valley Challenge officially started, we ask that you join us in honoring our nation and rise as KV Idol winner Layla Rezgi comes to sing our national anthem. You might need to start singing before everybody gets quiet. Just sing loud and we'll quiet down, okay?
Oh, it's okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Okay, participants, if you can have a seat for us, please. Okay, students, I need Team 20, which is the Red Bulls, and the Team 7 Navy Blue Ninjas to come to center court, please. Mr. Heron, Miss Catro, if you could join them too. Red Bulls. Okay, now to kick off, for the 14 hours that the 8th graders are going to be playing, students, I need everyone to join with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Okay, we have one last thank you for this morning. Everyone here, the loudest cheer we can. Let's give it for Mr. Eworth for running the entire challenge. Okay, at this time, if you're an 8th grader and you're participating in the challenge, you're going to remain on the floor here. 7th graders, you're going to exit this way through the upper gym and you're going to go back to class. 7th graders.